Alright, so this new Yasuke tower that they just came out with is not really all that good. This tower is probably the most situational tower that is currently... You can't really buff this tower. I'll get into that later. But for now, let's just show you what this tower is capable of, I guess. So right here, level 1, you got 1.6 rate, 3 damage, 4 range. So basically, Chef. It's just old Chef, I guess. Except, you know, somehow a little bit slower. So at level 2, it gets this rain cooldown thing. And it slices... the slices is 5 times. So it'll hit 5 times, and then it'll enter its cooldown. So 9 damage, 4 range, 0.25 rate, 1.4 cooldown, gets detection like every other hero in this game. Level 3 is a dramatic increase. So 25 damage, 4.2 range, 0.3 rate, and a 1.1 cooldown. Still hits the same 5 times that it's supposed to before cooldown. Level 4 is a little bit better, 38 damage, 4.5 range, 0.9 cooldown, still the same rate, still hits 5 times. And then what you got here is the final level, okay? 60 damage, so basically fracture damage, 4.7 range, 0.8 cooldown, 0.3 rate. So it is better DPS than fracture, which is a good thing because fracture's rate is 0.45 and this is 0.3 with an even lower cooldown, and it also hits 5 times, so it's basically just a melee fracture with a 12 limit. So you might be thinking, oh, that's pretty cool, right? And also has an ability. What's the problem? The problem with this is the ability is 10k and it buffs the tower. So this is why we have one up here, alright? So take a look at these stats and basically just keep these in your head, okay? 60, 4.7, 0.8, 0.3. You activate the ability for 10k, by the way, for 20 seconds. Increased every single stat for 20 seconds. And it applies Dragon Flame, which is basically just an increase. It's just Incinerate, except a lot better. So what you got here, 60, 4.7, 90, 5.64, 0.8, 0.3, 0.64, 0.24. So pretty much 20% range, cooldown, and rate buff, and the damage buff is 50%. You may think that's good, except cooldown is basically what's looking like 40 seconds. And there's 12 of them. But I think y'all forgot. You can only activate one ability at a time. So let me try and explain this in the best way possible, alright? For these right here, if you had these next to each other, you activate this one, and then you have to click and then activate this one. And the limit's 12. You see where I'm going with this, don't you? So over here, we have the test subjects, okay? This is all 12 of them at, like, their maximum buff, okay? So we can see their maximum capability. The mana is already pretty slim, just from getting 12 units, because there's the same problem with Wizard. It is so situational, there's no easy way to do this, okay? So the best way to do it is click, 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 click. You have to do this for all 12. And hope the boss doesn't get in the way, or that you choke like I did just there. Alright, and then you have all of them, and this is what the stats look like when it's buffed, okay? So, basically, this is just a better Chef. But it's a Chef that's more situational, I guess. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna summon our good boy, Blastek Man. And we're gonna see how low they get him without spec buff. Alright, here we go. They're starting to attack just now, and as you can see, yep, they are hitting 5 times, so basically Fracture, but a little bit faster, I guess. And then his damage, let's just see what he ends up with. I'm assuming he's going to be just above 960. Probably. No, he's going to be just under. Yep, alright. So 958, 957, 956. Is that it? Okay. So that's about 40k-ish. That's about 45k with Balloon Pound spec without any of the abilities. Now we're going to try this with these abilities and without this spec. so we can see how well it really is. All right. Now, the ideal situation, since I can't upgrade all these at once, is if I choke while upgrading them, I'm screwed because I lose so much time. So I have to wait at the perfect time until he's just in front of there. Then I can hover over them and then activate their abilities. That is the only way I can do this. There is no easy way on doing this. So let's just, okay, 3, 2, 1. Got all of them? Got all of them. Okay, good. So now, as you can see, the Incinerate is going off. The damage is already better. Yeah, immediately better. This is without spec buff, by the way. Alright. So, the damage is way up there. And everything got pretty much its full potential. And we're going to wait till the Incinerate effect goes out. So, they got 914. Okay, so the Incinerate buff, by the way, it doesn't stack. I'm pretty sure it stacks only 2 of them, because it's only doing 15, and the Incinerate is only doing 8 normally. So that's the problem with that. And this thing lasts a while, by the way. Like, this lasts like a good 20 seconds. Alright, so 912, 565. That's without spec, by the way. So we're going to give this another shot, and this time, I want you to keep in mind that I'm spending 120,000 mana for all these for 20 seconds. On top of another 10k on spec. On top of having to get these here in the first place. So pretty much you literally cannot use this unless you're playing hard mode with multiple people, because your mana is already gone. So you're going to have fun with that. Alright, so he's just about to turn the corner. So he turns. There we go. Choke. Okay, that's as good as I can get it. That's as close as I can get it without a max upgrade, like a full-blown upgrade thing. And yep, you can immediately see they're going off right now. They really are. The damage is a lot. Actually, yeah, quite literally 40% better, just like spec buff. And yep, they got 100k off of him. All right, that's nice. For a decently fast boss, that's pretty good. All right. And now we wait on the incineration effect, like always. And I should be mentioning this. For this situation to happen, you would need to be loaded to the brim with mana. Not to mention the fact that stuns are in here too. This is a Molten Brawler that doesn't stun. So keep that in mind. Okay, they got almost 110k. And that was with literally like the bare max. That was maxed out everything. The only thing I could have done better was bite. And that was with everything. Oh my god. Alright, so basically, the problem with melee units in this game is the stunning thing, where any melee unit, including Dump and Maitake, can get stunned at any point. That's the big problem. Another problem is, just like what was the problem with Chef, if you have to sell and replace more than once to kill a boss, you're so screwed. There is no way you can do this. So, this comes down to the problem with this character. You can't buff this character too much. And by that I mean making it to where you can make the Dragon Flame 120k and it applies to all of them. Because if you do that, this character would break the game. Literally. It would be a lot higher DPS than what you just saw. Not to mention the fact that if mobile players could do this, and even somewhat console players that aren't on next gen right now, you're screwed. Because it's so bad. All the DPS would just be, like, completely absurd. And it would make this character basically what Old Chef was. Basically dominating the game because of how quickly he could kill something. With this character, the only way I can propose some sort of buff is literally if they would have to make this to where the Dragon Flame buff would be a lot lower than what it is now. I'm talking the buffs don't give us much. And then they can convert it to where every one of them gets it. But the buffs would have to be so obscenely low that it just wouldn't be worth running to begin with. Now imagine if if PC players did not have the hotkey, where we could press C to upgrade or activate abilities. This character would be even worse. Now think about this for mobile players who already struggle to play something to begin with, let alone tap it, let alone upgrade it properly. There's no physical way. This character is incredibly situational, and if this is intentional by the devs, I mean, I'm fine with it, but there's very, very, very little scenarios, just like Wizard, where you're never going to use this thing. And if you do use it, you have to have 2 other people using this, 1 to 2 other people, and they have to be really good at microing and being able to activate all their abilities in less than 10 seconds. If they cannot do it in less than, from 6 to 10 seconds to activate all their abilities, okay? That's how long they have. If they cannot do it that quickly, there's no way this character is going to be used good. There's no way, because typically what I like seeing is a bunch of people will put down spec, but they won't use the ability. So what's going to give me hope when they get a hold of this character and they're just going to keep it the base version for the entire game without even bothering? Overall, I think this character is it's just above Wizard in usability, I guess, because it isn't that bad of a mana taker, or mana bank, mana sponge, I guess, is the right way to call it. It's just above Wizard, just because it doesn't require 300 grand worth of mana to max out the damn thing. But the thing with Wizard is that, you know, that's the 343 grand that it takes to max him, and then you're done. This is 120k, 130 technically, every single time you want to use this, even though you're only going to be using this thing on boss pretty much once. There's no way you're going to be able to use it twice unless the boss is literally that slow. Anyway, just wanted to clear that up, just to get people's mindset out of, oh, new tower equals OP. It's not. So if you're still thinking about trying to get this tower, not just to have it, but to use it, you may want to think again after watching this. I'll try and see if my throat gets any better, because it is really sore right now. So by the time you're seeing this, I should be a lot better, hopefully. But anyways, that's gonna do it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.